right? We come across it in our world all the time. People are burning out because while they're thinking, okay, now I've got to do a podcast, I've got to write, I've got to do this, got to do that, it can become exhausting. And so at the same time, I'm sure you're like me, actually there's a principle about do things with intent, start pulling back and just doing what you're really wanting to focus on well. Love your view on that.
So here's the thing, from burnout to bliss, there's a journey. To ensure that that happens, you must have daily routine that energizes you. So morning routine is so important to ensure that you set your foundation, you're grounded, and that you have got the right, food that you take because it fuels your body. You feed your brain with positive self-talk, empowering thoughts that lifts you up. You ensure that you manage your time really well because it can be busy versus productive.
Yes.
And you want to move your body. Physically move around, let your body, go around, beach walk, nature walk, hiking, whatever it works for you, to really energize yourself so that you will not go through that burnout. And then the old story is that you have to do everything to be successful. It's actually a false narrative. And it's so important for us to pull that back to go, right, what can I focus my time, my energy to get the best outcome today, and really do that well. Go 7 levels deep, like really go deep into it, be masterful in it, rather than doing a lot of things horizontally and then you're not getting a lot of good results.
Exactly. It's exhausting, let's be honest. It's so exhausting when you feel like I'm trying. It's not from lack of trying. It's because you're spreading yourself too thin. I love the way you've referred to that depth. Yep. Do you have an example that you'd be able to share with the viewers today on someone that you might have worked with or you've observed that's actually applied these principles and really seen the results in their sales success?
Yes. Let me give you an example of one of my clients. She, by the end of the session working with me, made 5 times her revenue. And when she started with me 5 months before that, she was trying to do everything herself. She didn't call out for support because she was already a high achiever. As an individual, she was ambitious, she knew her goals, she was very clear with her 3-year goal, 5-year goal. But in the midst of that, there's so much that you are working on, it gets overwhelmed.
Yes.
And so when she came to engage my services, we break down things into bite size. What can you focus on? And who can you focus on? She's a top commercial broker in Australia. And she wanted to just focus on a market, 20 million to 50 million. And just focus and communicate to that market rather than across, all the different segments.
Yes.
And then really specialize in a particular industry. Other industry will gradually gravitate to you. And then in her day-to-day running of her networking activities, there's like 150 networking activities that you can do. But I asked her to elect 3 that it is so aligned with her core values, her company vision, and her own mission that she focused on that. And she does that so well. It's like an well-oiled machine. And so people know and see her now as a top expert. They go to her. By the end of the 5 months, she was presenting to a crowd of like 80 people. And people go, wow, you truly have transformed. Not only did she transform inside out, her bank account added more zeros as well. And so it's such a big difference